everyone. This is going to be a test of Wi-Fi, I think. Let's hope. I've got good Wi-Fi here in the hotel. Let's see. Hello everybody. Give us a wave if you're joining. Hi Aline, hello. I'm super relaxed, I just made myself a cup of tea. I'm happy that they have the specific Earl Grey tea I like here, which is always good. Very annoying when they don't. Hi Xenia. Have I got these in the right order? No, these two should be at the back. There you go. Hi everyone, hi Olivia. Thanks Aline, I bought it especially. I like the colour, it's kind of between mustard and sort of lemon, somewhere in that sort of zone. I do like a jacket, so. Hi Gavin. Jacket, shirt, white over white t-shirt is very much my thing. It's kind of like a jacket, I think it could be either. It's on the cusp. Thank you so much everyone for joining a bit earlier this time around. I really appreciate it to allow me to do my family things today. We're here to reveal the last 4 fragrances in the box, the new box. We're going from E to H. I'm excited. I think I prefer this half of the box to the first half. Hi Escentual, hello. Is that Chelsea? Is that Karen? Is that Kiwi? Who have we got tonight? Hope you've all had a good day. And I'm not disturbing too much of your dinner. Maybe I am. Maybe I don't mind. Maybe I'm quite happy that I'm disturbing your dinner. Who knows? You're here, we're here, 6 PM, Sean. Hi, Deborah. Hi, everybody. Hi, Sophie. Thanks all for joining, and I appreciate you all coming a bit earlier this time around. I know we normally do these at 8 o'clock. I needed to do it a little bit earlier this evening. I'm not in my normal digs, I'm in a hotel room. This is the hotel my sister is getting married in tomorrow in Ely. And my room has a bathtub in the room. It's like an actual copper bathtub in the room. I don't know what to do with that. Oh, hi Kiwi. It's Kiwi we've got tonight. Rachel, I'm glad I could help you leave work early. Good evening, George. That's a great story. Your 6-year-old asking for Ariana for Christmas. Well, you have to get it now. Sorry. I should do the live in the bathtub. That would have been a brilliant idea, George. I know you would have loved to have seen that, George. Who's looking after Tofu? So Nigel will be looking after Tofu tonight because he's not staying with me. Because he's got to look after the pug man. And then he will be coming tomorrow to join me. So the snake is kind of chills out anyway. Ooh, cooking a lasagna or sniffing perfume. I really want lasagna now. Hi Tiger Lily. Hi everybody. I really appreciate you joining me. This is so lovely. I'll get going in a minute. I like to do kind of a few minutes of letting everybody join, and I know we're a bit earlier, so it might be a little bit later for people to come in, and they might dip in later, but let's just see how they're going. Ali quit. Oh, well, I hope it's a positive quitting. That's all. Sometimes it's a good thing to do. Glass bubbly, obviously. If you're gonna, George, if you want to send champagne to my room, I'll DM you my room number so you can do that for me. Thank you. Gavin, I think you love E, don't you? You've been talking about E a lot. I see that you love it. Who have you loved this? Who's kind of... Okay, here's a question. Give me... Try and think of some emoji options. Give me a red heart in the emoji in the box. A red heart emoji if you've loved the first half of the box, and a blue heart emoji if you've loved the second half of the box more. Let's just see. See those like hearts come in. Red for A to D, blue for E to H. Gavin, you gave it away just a little bit that you might indeed enjoy this. Just a little bit too much. And then, well, not too much. There's no too much here about it. You can enjoy as much as you like. Okay, it's got some reds. We've got a pink. We can go for the pink heart that Deborah's gone for both. I think could be for both if you like, if you just like them the same. So first half's getting a lot. Oh, a blue. I love this. This is a really good scientific poll. That's interesting, Alina, you say that you like the second halves more. I think that's the second halves is where we tend to be a bit more experimental, because what I try to do is in the first half give you, if we're doing a theme, the standards of the theme that kind of really establish for you what that theme is, and then we go for like all the weird stuff in the half end. So maybe you just love weird stuff. Purple, yes, will be best because that's obviously red and blue together. I know my colours so well. Stir fry. Not the garlic. No, agreed. Cool. Should we just jump right in because I want to reveal these because I'm excited. Okay, so I would say this half of the box is probably more of the masculine side. There is one fragrance in there which I think is probably technically unisex. The rest of it is marketed as masculine. You know what we mean when we talk about these. It's kind of the marketing side of it. Some people find that helpful. I think talking about gender in perfume is interesting in the sense that we do have themes in masculine perfumery and themes in feminine perfumery, but ultimately you can wear what you like. If it smells good to you, you wear it. There should be no judgment. I've got 5 boxes to give away. Kiwi will remind me as we go how many we've got. Let's just go in and start with E. What did we think of E? Who loved E? I know Gavin loved E. That much I know. Let's give E a spritz. I'm going to try and spritz away today because I don't want to get on my clothes because I'm going out for dinner and I'm doused in Frederick Malle synthetic jungle this evening. Okay, let's do E. I really like E. He's just, it's got something about it. It's very sexy, I think. Sophie says it's a bit crazy for her. Rachel loved it. Selena loved it. Gavin loved it. You don't even need to say Gavin, we know you did. I didn't, but it was impressive. That's interesting. That's interesting. It's nice sometimes when you can appreciate something, but you think, oh, I'd never wear that, and I don't really like it, but I find it interesting. Dale says it took a couple of goes. I can understand that. Aline says it's savoury. Totally see that. I even wrote that in my notes. There is something savoury about it. It's interesting you mentioned Marmite. It's kind of malted, isn't it? Interesting. Ali, I love E. I feel like I'm sitting in a leather club chair at the Savoy sipping on a bougie whiskey cocktail. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be, Ali. Anna says, too much like a perfume factory, a light as a consequence of a whiskey accident. Uh-oh, that sounds painful. It's definitely Marmite within the group. Very church. So as always with these ones, I'm going to give you a few hints as we go, and then we'll talk about it and what it smells like. So this one is an exploration of 2 materials with an Italian twist, and it's housed in black. So in the group, Angela called it an older man's scent, but not to please a woman, but to announce to the other men in the room that he's arrived, just like a dog marking his territory. It's very bold. I liked that, Angela. Gavin, who loved it, as we've established, called it a rich, deep mix of incense, woods and spices, and said that when he first sprayed it, he had a memory of walking into a church in Valencia that still had the incense from Mass filling the air. Beautiful. And George called it leathery and balsamic with a tangy opening. Xenia says it's better on skin. Yeah, I think it's one of those ones that really needs the warmth of your skin to kind of give it the oomph. Kind of plays with the animalicness of it. It's like being at Mass when the sexy priest walks past with the censer. Ooh. Sexy priest. Are we talking like Fleabag sexy priest? Are we talking about, you know, that whole scene, Neil? Oh, dearie me. So this is, to me, I can't really drink my tea and smell at the same time, that's a bit of a weird thing to do. It's very intensely smoky. And there's also something savoury about it, totally get that. The tangy quality with the smokiness creates kind of a bit of a sexy barbecue vibe, but it's also slightly fruity. There's kind of this juiciness of raspberry in there. And these fiery red spices like pepper and cinnamon and clove. leatheriness, but kind of inky leather, kind of leather smoke and inkiness, kind of very supple and dark and black, flashes of earthy patchouli. I think it's actually quite refined, despite its beastly quality. When you actually wear it on skin, it's not too over the top. It feels elegant and rich, but not discordant. Ali wishes all barbecues were sexy. I wish all barbecues were sexy, Ali. I don't know what actually defines a sexy barbecue, but we'll get to it. Nick, we are on E. Wendy says, whiskey on a deck chair while someone's setting cars alight in the background. Has that happened to you? Is that a thing, Wendy? For the peculiarness of that, Wendy, have a box. I'm going to gift you a box. Just DM Escentual to say, I've won a box, and then we'll send you one. First box gone. Because I am that's very specific. Very specific. So we're doing E. I think it's really, really lovely. We've called it Sexy Barbecue. We've had Sexy Priests. Maybe Sexy Priests at a Sexy Barbecue. Why not? Okay, should we do the reveal? This one is Oud and Spice by Acqua di Parma. So this is part of their range, which is called Signatures of the Sun collection, which is where they really look at specific materials. So they've got things like, they've done a muguet, which is Lily of the Valley. They've done a yuzu, they've done leather, they've done all sorts of ones, they've done vanilla. So it's kind of moving away from the cologne aspect that they're so famous for to kind of more, kind of haute perfumery, I guess. I don't know who the perfumer was, I couldn't find that in my Googling, but it came out the ship, obviously. And this is £179 and 10 pence for 100ml eau de parfum. I think the bottle is really, really lovely as well. Gavin was right, he did guess it. And Acqua di Parma called this one an unforgettable discovery, which I think most of you will agree with. This one is definitely not unforgettable. Well, definitely is unforgettable. Definitely not forgettable. It's been a long day. Gavin called it. Of course he did. Not cheap, no, but lovely nonetheless. There you go, Acqua di Parma. Is that a surprise for everybody? I don't think so. If that was a colour, what colour would it be? For me, it's like an intense red, almost like a red between red and orange, like a kind of really burned red. Oh, Wendy says she comes from a rough area. No judgment here. It allows you to give richer perfume descriptions, clearly. Aubergine, says Gavin, in terms of colour. Smoky indigo. Yes, I can picture that. That's lovely. Brick colour. Yeah, totally. It's like a brick, isn't it? That kind of orange red, burnt umber or ochre, orangey brown. You guys are just so evocative. I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so that one is a sexy barbecue at which there is a sexy priest, and also there may be someone setting fire to some deck chairs in the background. That's Oud and Spice by Acqua di Parma. We love it. Okay, moving on to F. Let's do F. I like F. I think F has got some interesting things going on, but what do you all think of F? Are you fans? I feel like this one was genuinely more popular in the group, so I think E was a bit divisive. F, I think most people generally quite liked. I think G and H people either kind of liked or didn't really like. There didn't seem to be any passionate feelings about G or H, but F seemed to be quite popular, I think. Autumn in New England coloured. Sean, that's beautiful. Have a box, Sean. I love that because that's so evocative. Autumn in New England coloured. Chef's kiss. It's a little bit sweet. I'm reading that word as bit. It doesn't look like any other word than bit to me. Interesting and dimensional, totally agree. F was okay, I'm guessing this was the unisex one. No, the Oud and Spice is technically unisex because Acqua di Parma don't really label their fragrances masculine or feminine. F is the love child of Le Mal and 1 Million. Yes, yes, the big gay love child of that, absolutely. Going off bananas. I can see that, Ellie. It's the kind of the sweetness with the kind of herbalness, I think. Oh, I don't know if it is keep freezing. I don't know if anyone else, am I freezing for anybody else? I hope not. It doesn't seem to be freezing for me. masculine femme scent like Hugh Grant in Notting Hill. Lovely, love it. So this one is a real mixture of styles. It's part aromatic fougere, maybe, part gourmand, served with a cheeky French approach. It's the biche in the box, kinda. Now, if you don't know what we mean when I say the biche in the box, this is a running joke that just it so happens that Quentin Biche is a perfumer that happens to have created a fragrance that lands up in at least one of the one of the fragrances in the boxes, because he's quite prevalent now and he's kind of like the Francis Jean of his generation. So in the group, Nayab called it a lovely fruity masculine gourmand with a touch of femininity. Siobhan couldn't work out whether it was masculine or feminine and kept changing her mind. She said it was bright, zingy, fresh and fizzy. And Xenia said it reminded her of warm tart tatin oozing with caramel and rosemary on top, which I loved. So it's got a very soft herbal opening. Clary Sage gives a slight barbershop feel to it, I think. There is something slightly metallic in there. It's not sharp though. It's not like Paco Rabanne Invictus, which is really metallic. It's just a clean freshness with kind of like an ozonic edge, I guess. And then there's leather and caramel intertwined, the warmth of tonka bean and the softness of cedar. I feel like for me, this fragrance, it doesn't particularly do anything unusual, weird, or even new, but I think of all the kind of like herbal fragrances that we get for men now that have this kind of like warm tonka bean thing underneath, this is probably the nicest. I feel like it's very, very smooth, very, very balanced, and just, it's kind of just showing how men have developed really, because we used to be all very, if we think about the Fougere box, it was all very like barbershoppy and they all smelled a bit like some like, hair pomade. Whereas now, these kind of feel like they're similar to that, but they've just got a sweetness to them that's just very in line with modern tastes. Wendy says it's calming. The metallic is like if the perfume was run through a steel colander there, but just a suggestion. Yeah, I like that, Ali. Have a box, Ali. It's good. I liked that. I'm giving away all my boxes really quick, aren't I? I like that. Lovely smooth dry down and good dry down and longevity on me. I think I might actually spring for a bottle of this because I think it's just a good everyday scent. Are you ready to find out what it is? Let's go. So, I weirdly do not have the actual bottle for this. But what they have sent me, my dear Escentual people, is actually quite a nice little talking point, because this is something that brands seem to be doing more and more of now, and I think it's a good thing. So, the fragrance is Scandal Pour Homme Eau de Toilette by Jean-Paul Gaultier. You'll know this is not the bottle. The bottle is much nicer than this. It's kind of a nice square bottle with a lovely crown on top. This is actually the refill. So you can buy a refill to refill your bottle. And it has its own little mechanism where you just pour it inside the bottle and you're done. And it's to obviously save on materials. So this is £47.60 for 50ml Eau de Toilette. It is by 3 perfumers, Christophe Renaud, Nathalie Graciosetto and Quentin Biche. It's the male counterpart to Scandal. I don't think it's actually too much of a scandal though. I think it's a surprisingly polite herbal gourmand, and I think it's very nice. A great everyday scent, and I would be tempted by it. I do agree that Sophie, it's quite similar to the feminine. It's got that sweet honeyness almost in there, the caramel quality. I'm not a massive fan of the Scandal Pour Femme. It's because it's just a little bit too sweet for me, and I love sweet things. But Gavin was right again. Gavin's been very right recently, isn't he? So if fragrance F was a drink, what drink would it be? And I'm sorry I don't have the bottle to show you, but I do have the refill, which I think is kind of cool. There you go. And you can see Kiwi's posted the links if you want to see the bottle. If you've not seen it, you can follow the link and see it there. Kirsten says it smells similar to Phantom. Yeah, I think so. Phantom's much more lavender-centric for me. Phantom's like a very malted, sort of sugary lavender. Perfectly decent. I think it's just the, obviously Phantom has the amazing robot bottle that everybody wants, which is very kind of a Paco Rabanne thing. Marshmallow bubble tea. I want to drink some of that right now, Anna. I'll be honest. Pear martini. Tiger Lily says it's so comfortable screw. Slow comfortable screw. That's definitely a drink. Okay. Tiger Lily, you made me blush, so have a box. Have a box for making me blush. Go. Something with rum, totally. There is that, because rum has that kind of like caramel sugar thing going on, doesn't it? Don't mind a bit of rum. Honey and sugar tea. I could go for some of that right now. Just finish my tea. Talking about drinks, says Nick. Yes, I understand, Nick. I understand. There's another meaning. I don't know what you're talking about. Medieval mead. Ooh. Right, let's do G. I like G. I think I'd wear G. It is definitely a cocktail, Tiger Lily. It is a cocktail. I was just being silly. It is a cocktail. You've not done a faux pas. But you know what we like on this group. We celebrate innuendo. Massively. Let's go this. GGG. Be interesting to smell it side by side by Olympia. I really like Olympia. We did that solar box, didn't we? I can't remember now. We've done so many boxes now. We're already working on next year's. That's what's even more exciting. I'm not giving any details away because I will be shocked. Okay, let's do G. What do we think of G? Do you like G? Rachel says a bit 80s. I can see that. You'll need a membership for this fragrance. These are my hints, by the way. This may have been interesting in our Fougere box, actually. I think it would have fit nicely in there. And the face of this fragrance is Gigi Hadid. Yeah. Think on that one. Very aromatic, absolutely. Sarah in the group said it felt more like a summer fragrance than an autumn one, which I thought was really interesting. I suppose it has got this lovely kind of crisp freshness to it. Sophie said she'd expect a man who's dressed sharp and confident to wear it, and Kirsten felt that the marine kind of ambergris note was very prominent. Totally agree. It's definitely got something very, very, sort of fresh, ozonic in the top notes. Salty whale spew in a lavender field. I mean, if it could happen, it would happen on Escentual Sense. G's very masculine, definitely. Something an IT man would wear. Yes, I could see an IT man or an estate agent wearing this. So it's kind of got this like clean, dry lavender thing, and it's dripping in apple and grapefruit. It's very fresh, but very kind of citrus fresh, appley fresh. But there's also this cotton quality to it. I imagine like linens, like clean linens, a breezy orange blossom note. There is something absolutely a touch aquatic and ozonic about it. Sort of sharp flash of vetiver in there. I imagine it's like a tweed suit in a shade of purple, and there's nice woodiness in the base. So I quite like this one. G is our favourite from E to H. Okay, says Carol. Good. Steely grey in comparison to Olympia's peach. Interesting. Bit like a gin and tonic. I can see that. It's got that dryness, that crispness to it. I get that. I like this. Again, I don't think it's anything particularly unusual, but it's a very nice modernisation of the Fougere Accord using that kind of crisp freshness of like apple. It feels quite dewy. So, yeah, I like it. Shall we do the reveal? I'm going really quick tonight. I'm really quick tonight. There's not so many people on, I think, so the chat's a little bit slower. So I apologise if I finish really quickly, but then you get your evening back. So the winner of this one is, the fragrance is Ralph's Club by Ralph Lauren. I can see you guessing it in the chat. I love this bottle with this like kind of conical flask. What conical flask? What? My brain is completely gone. Hip flask. Conical flask is what you use in science. Sorry, it's been a very long day in which I've had to help my sister make paper flowers, so please bear with me. So this is Ralph Lauren. I never know if it's Ralph Lauren or Ralph Lauren. There you go. £54.40 for a 50ml eau de parfum. Shares a very similar bottle to Ralph Lauren Women, which came out last year, I think. For the woman, the fragrance called just Ralph Lauren Woman. And it's a very lovely lavender fougere with a great bowl. Good gift for a man, I think, for Christmas, I think. Very classic. Oh, Sophie says she thinks H was more Ralph Lauren. Never apologise for finishing quickly. It happens to all of us, Gavin. It happens to all of us. Kiwi, have I given away 4 boxes? I think I've given away 4, haven't I? A Chanel vibe, says Sophie. Interesting. Must wear a members only jacket. Absolutely. Absolutely. If Fragrance G was a place, where would it be? Where would it be? That's my question to you. Ponder on that, my friends. I'll give away 4. Thank you. Thank you, Cuba. Sorry, the bathtub in the corner just keeps looking at me. It's very strange to have a bathtub in the middle of the room. I can't get over that as a concept. Ibiza. I've never been to Ibiza. I've always wanted to go. Ralph's Club, presumably. Yes, obviously, Gavin. But where is Ralph's Club? Provence in the summer. Yes, please. I'll go there. Thank you very much. Will you fly me out there, or do I have to pay for my own ticket? Partners offers in a law firm. Yeah, there's a smartness to it, isn't it? Isn't there? And I like that they've got kind of the advert is kind of I think it's like 3 guys, quite diverse, and then you've got Gigi Hadid wearing a suit. And I kind of like that kind of gender bending aspect of it. Thanks, Ben. I love a shacket, you know. You know I love a shacket. George says, all I can think of is the gym locker room. Well, you obviously spend too much time in the gym locker room and less time working out, George. You need to be out there lifting those weights, please. Thank you very much. Can I do H from the bathtub? I would love to, but the problem is I'm using a ring light that's on a stand, and I just don't think it will be graceful. Tiger Lily's private lot. Sarah says E reminds her of a haunted house. Absolutely. It's that kind of that smoke as you go in, isn't it? Absolutely. That's cool. Sarah, thank you for that memory. Have the last box. That's interesting because that's so evocative of like when you go through haunted house and there's like smoke and stuff in there. So let's go for it. Sarah, you've won a box. Thank you very much. Right, let's move on to E. E is actually, not E, H. My brain is not great today, I apologise. H. H is my favourite in the box, I think, in this half of the box. Yeah, what was my favourite in the first half? No, I think this might be my favourite overall, you know? I think this is my favourite overall. George says it reminds me of deodorant. I totally get that, George. It's very kind of evocative of modern men's products. Totally. Right, let's do H. I'm not doing it in the bathtub, Nick. You can say it as much as you want. Oh, like one of those little odd ginger things you get from Prep. Totally, yeah. I really like this. So, I just think it's so smooth and refined. So it's just, I really like it. I enjoy it. And I've been wearing it just kind of like a spritz, you know, as I leave the house, I don't know what to wear. So, what do we think of H? My hints. Tina Turner and Bonnie Tyler have sung about it. Kylo Ren might wear it. And the perfumer behind it has his own perfume brand, which he makes perfumes using materials that he has grown. I can see the mint. There is that kind of like herbal freshness in the top. Very soft, absolutely, Aline. That's what I really like about it. It's kind of almost verging on powdery. Really like it. So what I think you've got going on is you've got this lovely bergamot note in the top, but also a pepper note. So you've got the sweet, sort of sharp, dewy, a little bit fuzziness of bergamot, and then this black pepper. And they kind of overlap very nicely to create this new thing, which is a sort of sweet, fiery mineral smell. It's kind of fresh, dewy, silvery mineral. Soft fuzzy woods, an air of something that kind of blows through it. It feels very breezy, hints of greenery. I just think it's really beautifully harmonious. I really like it. And when I was reading reviews on this fragrance, it didn't really get a huge amount of like, wow, when it launched, but I just think it's really nice. We are on H, Aisha, we're just finishing up. Nick likes this one, it's his favourite. Gavin says a bit toothpastey. I really like it. I think it's really nice. Nicely done. Very simple, very elegant, clean, easy. White. It's what I would call like a white t-shirt scent. So something you'd wear with a white t-shirt and jeans that's just completely casual. What makes a fragrance smell like mint? There isn't mint in them, is there? Yes, you can use mint in fragrances. There's lots of fragrances that have mint in them. I think brands try to move away from doing very mint prominent fragrances, although there are some beautiful ones. Cartier had one called Roadster. Frederic Malle has a beautiful one called Geranium pour Monsieur, which is a beautiful kind of fougere with wonderful mint note. The problem is when it's kind of the issue of association. So when we smell mint, we tend to think toothpaste and chewing gum. And obviously that's not luxe. So brands don't tend to put it so prominent, but you can use mint. Mint and lavender overlap very, very well. So it's often used for a cooling, sweetness, and a herbal quality in fragrances, but not always right front and center. Oh, Susan, I'm sorry that you can't smell or taste anything. I hope you feel better soon. Minty toffee, says Wendy. Feels classic, says Sophie. Okay, I'm ready to reveal. I really like the bottle as well on this fragrance. So, this fragrance is, let me just give it a wipe. Burberry Hero. So this is the new launch from Burberry. This is the one that is fronted by Mr. Adam Driver, who apparently is a hunk. I do not see it myself, but people love him. I think he's a very good actor. I just don't get the hunkiness from him. And this is by a perfumer called Aurélien Guichard. He has done so many fantastic fragrances. He's actually a very, very nice, very, very handsome Frenchman. I met him at the Fragrance Foundation Awards this year. He's very, very enigmatic, nice man, and he has a brand called Matière Premier, and they create some of their fragrances using the roses that he grows and also tube roses. So that's a really cool brand to check out. But this is Burberry Hero, so obviously he works and creates commercially for other brands as well. And I just think this is £46.75 for a 50ml EDT. I enjoy the subtlety and the clarity in this. It's very easy to wear and has a lovely calmness to it. And as I said, it's a really, really lovely white t-shirt scent. Aurélien is great, Preston, I agree. Hunky in a Herman Monster kind of way. Hilarious. I need to buy a gift for a 16-year-old boy. Can you recommend anything, please, for a younger generation? So I think the Gaultier fragrances are pretty good for that. You could look at Le Mal Le Parfum or Le Beau. I think it would be worth looking at Gallon, maybe. Look at L'Homme Idéal, which is a really nice kind of almondy fragrance. But guys, young guys tend to really love things like Paco Rabanne 1 Million, and anything from that kind of brand. I love that there's almost a cedar or redwood thing going on in a dry down. Interesting. Yeah, there is definitely like a cedarwood thing in there. I think that's one of the prominent notes. If it was a Star Wars character, who would it be? I think it's got a lovely bottle as well. It's very simple. It's got kind of a nice, almost triangular shape with a magnetic cap, but a not very strong magnetic cap. I haven't smelled Silver Shadow in ages, Nick. So yes, if there's a Star Wars character, who would it be? While you're thinking of that, I'm just going to give you a quick recap. So, our first fragrance, E, was the really smoky, savoury, inky, sexy barbecue, sexy priest of Oud and Spice by Acqua di Parma, which was about £170, if my memory serves me correctly, 179 for 100ml EDP. Then we had the kind of caramel fougere of Scandal, not the bottle, but the refill here, just to show you. Scandal by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and that's £47.60 for a 50ml EDT. Then the really, really fresh, crisp lavender fougere of Ralph's Club by Ralph Lauren, and that's £54.40 for a 50ml EDP. And we finished off with the really harmonious, woody, citrusy, peppery, easy, nice, fresh, clean aura of Burberry Hero, and that's £46.75 for a 50ml EDT. Yoda on a night out, Mando because he's my hero. Anybody who's not saying Poe Dameron is wrong, because he is obviously the best. Good old Oscar Isaac. Have you all seen that new movie Dune? I have. I've seen it twice. So I've got to get anyone want to buy a kidney? Yeah, I mean, if you're giving one away, I'll buy two. I'll take two. Mando because he's my hero. Oh, but yeah, Mando because he's Pedro Pascal. Acceptable. Guido. I don't know who Guido is. I've not watched that much Star Wars. I'm sorry. Brilliant. So our next box, which is in November, is our warm / amber box. That is what would have been called...
Us bottoms, we know our shit. Oh!
Hello? I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened with my phone. Well, that would be what we would have called our sort of Oriental box, but we're not using that word because the industry is trying to move away from using that word. So warm / amber is the box name. We're calling it warm, but it's going to be Ambery Fragrances, which is the fragrance family. So I'm very excited that is still on sale. I don't know the day that it comes off sale, but I'm sure Keely can tell me. And that will be very exciting. I'm really looking forward to that box. We're going to get really into some warm deliciousness, some ambers, some spices, some classics in there, some new twists on things. I can't actually remember what's in the box. I have to remind myself. I'll have to look at that the next time. but I'm really, really excited for that. So thanks everybody for joining. Thank you all for coming a bit early. I really appreciate it. Let's reconvene shortly. Brilliant. Thanks everyone. Have a lovely evening. Bye. I will do. Thank you everybody. I'll have a lovely time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go and harass my sister now and see if she needs some help with the baby. She's got a 5-month-old baby, and I think she could do a little bit of a break, so I'm going to go and help her out. All right. See you guys later. Bye.